Star Wars Episode 9 leak. Is Han Solo back in this heartbreaking scene with two classic characters? Well, I'm going to say he's back because everybody else seems to be back. And, as far as whatever the classic characters may end up being, they're folding so many into this movie at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Dr. Cornelius Evazan and Ponda Baba that he actually has a heartbreaking scene with. How's it going, everybody? This is Phil. Well, it's August 1st, and shooting has officially begun on what I'm assuming is going to be a 5-hour-long episode 9 that will have more characters jammed into it than the opening credits to the classic Muppet Show.
It's time to get things started on the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, motivational. This is what we call a Muppet Show! Green smoke!
But anyway, just because we started shooting still doesn't mean that, rumors and leaks won't be hitting us daily. And knowing J.J. Abrams, Mystery Box J.J. Abrams, and how he likes to keep things tightly on the wraps, there's probably going to be some intentional misinformation put out there as well. But I'm going to pretend that Disney, Lucasfilm, and J.J. Abrams are so desperate for this film to be a well-received mega blockbuster, that any news of characters returning for this epic curtain call catastrophe is 100% true until I actually see the movie for myself to prove it to be false information. So anyway, let's get started with this article. This is coming to us from express.co.uk, and the author is Stefan Kyriazis, and it says Star Wars Episode 9. I don't know why they're so lazy they don't put Episode 9. I'm going to say Episode 9. Star Wars Episode 9 leaks reveal the return of a major and dead character. Is this how they will bring Han Solo back in a heartbreaking scene? That's a little hyperbolic. Really, this better be one hell of a scene. If I'm expected to catch feelings after Episode 8, the only way they could really hope to hit me in the gut would be if they somehow figured out a way to get all of the big three back on the screen again one last time in a scene where they all share the same shot, they're all on camera together, and have actual dialogue with each other, and we know that just isn't going to happen at this point. So really anything less than that is going to have to be something that really catches me off guard, however cheap a fan service tactic it may be. If you surprise me as a big fan dying for anything that feels authentic, I may get caught up in the moment. But look, I'm so sensitive to this type of manipulation in this franchise. At this point, it's kind of beaten that type of viewing experience out of me with this trilogy. And that's too bad. I think that's the way a lot of fans feel at this point. Hopefully better days lie ahead with the Clone Wars and the Obi-Wan movie looming, and maybe the D&D trilogy, if that ends up being a Knights of the Old Republic saga, like a lot of fans seem to be speculating and hoping for. So we shall see. In the meantime, let's proceed, shall we? It should be the triumphant ending to a 9-film saga that has spanned 5 decades in cinemas. Instead, the filmmakers are left without all 3 major iconic legacy characters. Well, I mean, outside of Carrie, they have nobody to blame but themselves for that mess, and a lack of planning and cohesion that took place without any real idea where the story was going to go after The Force Awakens. I'm still baffled that with a franchise as big as Star Wars, there wasn't an absolute overarching storyline to follow through all three films. It's insane. It's such mismanagement of a film franchise of this size. It borders on criminally insane. There were howls of protest when Han Solo was killed off at the end of Force Awakens. I mean, look, Ford wanted out anyway. Look at this face. This is the face of a pained man, that wants Star Wars out of his life, regardless of how beloved he is by the fans and how much people love the character of Han Solo. This guy probably just wishes he landed the role of Indiana Jones and never heard the name Han Solo. I mean, then again, no Star Wars, probably no Indiana Jones. So, Han Solo wasn't the worst thing that happened to you, Harrison, in the grand scheme of things. Maybe lighten up a little bit. And let's see. So at the end of The Force Awakens, and a virtual fan revolution when Luke faded into the Force at the end of The Last Jedi. Well, we all know why the fans revolted there, and it has a lot more to do with than just Luke dying in The Last Jedi. But feel free to hang your hat on that point if you like. We've discussed that plenty at this point. Carrie Fisher's shock passing suddenly left Lucasfilm without any of the big three. Unfortunately, that's where we find ourselves now, between the passing of Carrie and the bumbling of Disney Lucasfilm. It's a quagmire, to say the least. J.J. Abrams has a Herculean task to bring the entire three trilogies home and somehow bring back a huge section of the fandom alienated by Episode 8. New leaked concept art shows he has found an incredible solution. Okay, there's the happy father and son. And let's see what this incredible solution is. A huge announcement last week by Lucasfilm revealed the return of Leia. It was huge. The role of Leia Organa will once again be played by Carrie Fisher, not Meryl Streep, using previously unreleased footage shot for Star Wars The Force Awakens, which is... I don't know how they can imagine for that not to feel jarring, because we all know that footage is from another movie. So who knows? There's got to be... I'm curious to see what they do. Abrams added, "We were never going to recast or use CG character. With the support and blessing from our daughter Billy, we have found a way to honor Carrie's legacy in the role as Leia in Episode 9 by using unseen footage we shot together in Episode 7. Early reports suggest the footage would show a scene with Maz Kanata handing Luke's long-lost lightsaber to Leia. But now a description has also emerged of a scene with Han Solo and Ben Solo. And let's see what that is. Look at this. That is such a meaningless way to go out. This resulted in nothing. He didn't become darker because of this. He shows up in the next movie, and he's just as conflicted. He's just as uncertain. His path to the dark side is still incomplete. He's still a whiny little crybaby who has emotional outbursts and can't control himself. That makes this a wasted death. He should have went out in a blaze of glory, not by having this bitch throw his lightsaber through him. It's awful. That's awful treatment for that character. Anyway, it says Meek Zero, he must be related to Mike Zero, everybody's favorite YouTuber, reported the following about concept art images. One has all to do with Han Solo, Leia, and Ben Solo, which could tell us this is a flashback sequence. One image has a wide shot of an unknown planet at dusk with a unique ship design, the surface, and a young male walking off a ramp. It appears to be Ben Solo. Two figures behind him on the ship are Leia, and next to her is Han. However, Han's face is obscure. He sports the jacket from The Force Awakens. It is well known that Harrison Ford has not signed on for any more Star Wars movies, and if Han's face is in the shadows, this allows the filmmakers to use a stand-in for the scene. But what is the scene described? And it says, one logical idea is the planet is the location of Luke Skywalker's secret Jedi Academy. Is this the moment Leia and Han leave their son in Luke's care? J.J. Abrams has made it clear he'll be bringing in much classic Star Wars history. He's also expected to expand on Rey's Force-back vision of Ben Kylo Ren. It would also be logical to explore more of Ben's fall towards the dark side as Snoke seduced him with visions while he was training under Luke. With one upcoming film location again set for Jordan, this could be the barren landscape shown in Rey's Force-back vision, which many believe showed Ben and his allies killing Luke's students, as well as the location of Luke's memory of his fight with Ben Kylo Ren in The Last Jedi. And that's it. Alright, so this breathtaking scene, heartbreaking scene. So we get a flashback scene with an obscure camera angle of Han and Leia dropping off Kylo Ren for Jedi summer camp with Uncle Luke. One question: what the hell is so heartbreaking about this scene? I mean, and who are the two classic characters? We know Leia is one of them, allegedly. If we go by the description of the scene, but there's no mention of Luke greeting them to welcome Ben to the academy. Are we at the point where we're actually calling Kylo Ren a classic character? After 2.5 years of temper tantrums and pouting, he's now up there with Luke and Leia and Han and Chewie and Obi-Wan and Vader. I mean, get the hell out of here with that bullshit. Just stop it. It's ridiculous. So, the one thing that's starting to make me crazy about this movie is that it's not only clear JJ is trying to come in and do damage control for the sequel trilogy and trying to figure out a way to end on some kind of satisfying high note and salvage whatever goodwill is left at this point so they can pull in a respectable haul at the box office, but just hearing some of the scenes leaked, and the direction they're looking to go, to me at least, it's evident that J.J. Abrams is shooting episode 8 and 9 at the same time. Which is really just such an unnecessary, or really should be such an unnecessary thing to have to concern yourself with. But The Last Jedi upended so much in the way of setups and what direction you assumed things would move towards, that it feels like JJ wants to try to somehow get whatever he had envisioned being the natural progression of his story that he set up into this movie. Whether it's through flashbacks or camera tricks or lost footage or hand puppets, whatever. He should have either directed all 3 movies to begin with, or like Timothy Zahn, exercise some type of veto power over the story written and conceived by Ryan Roundheaded Johnson. This is just insanity, and I'll tell you another thing. There's no way on God's green earth that J.J. Abrams was being sincere, when he said he thought Johnson's script was so good, he wished he were the one that was making it, that he was directing it. Get out of here with that. There's not a snowball's chance in hell he meant that. No way. Either that or he read a completely different script, than was shot. Because he's basically, at this point, shooting what he wanted in episode 8 while trying to still move forward with episode 9. It's like he's shooting movies in two different planes of existence. Oh my god, what a train wreck. Okay, so Jesus, what do you guys think about the scene? What do you think about JJ shooting two movies at the same time? Even though he's actually shooting one. So far, the only one that seems to be doing any time traveling with this movie is J.J. Abrams himself. God. Okay, that's it. My head's going to explode. I'm going to continue. I'm going to go back to rewatching the Clone Wars. Thanks to everybody for watching. Please feel free to like and comment down below. And if this is your first time here, please consider subscribing to my channel and giving that little bell a click so you can be notified the next time I post a video. And until next time, be happy, be safe, be healthy, hold on to your sanity, and have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.